What is up, ladies and germs? We are back with another video. And back with another episode of We Draft Paper. So, I love doing these videos. And so we have a pot of 6 tonight at my my LGS. And I have some options here. Looking to first pick maybe the Rover or the Specialist, or even the Shepherd. Um, I mean, it's an okay first pick or first pack to kind of see what's going on. I've been really just not trying to be in red, but you'll end up seeing that I still kind of stay in red. And red's not really good in this set, I would call it, but it's still deep enough for a support color. And I like the lander thing, so that kind of feels good. But here, I'm feeling green. Kind of want to do some green things. Taking the Specialist as my pick 1 into the Predators, pretty good game. So, and understanding that it's the 6-person pod, there is a small chance that the other Predator wheels. And I see some interaction here with the Cut Propulsion. See your Virus Beetle as well. So, Time Color also seems fine. I'm also in my head considering, like, do I need to be, like, more slanted towards a Jund kind of thing with having blackouts, or do I just kind of stay the course and play my wonderful Gruul Beats or Gruul Landers, whatever you want to call it. So here, I really do like the Engineer. The Engineer ended up playing really well in my games. We do have gameplay in this at the end or after the draft portion, so you'll be able to get to see me play Lawson again. We get matched up in round 2. I was already 1-0 and he was 1-0 going into our match. So you'll see some sweet gameplay from us. Really good games, honestly. But we ended up going to time, so it's a longer match, but pretty nice. I'm liking the Scion Assist here, getting some double spelling stuff. I did quickly consider the Thawbringer, but I think the Scion Assist is going to be good if I'm also ramping and trying to get some big things going. It's not the double spell deck, but it does play really well with, like, just bigger cards, like, no matter what archetype it is. So I do think it's just a generically really great card. Getting those, the second spell being deducted mana. Any way you can cheat mana is there's always something there. I like the Crusher in these kinds of decks because I do think Trample's a really big game. But I think I took the Cryogen Relic here. I actually think I missed it in my first kind of run through. No, I took the Crusher. No. Do I? Don't I? Do I? Don't I? Relic. It has to be Relic, yeah. It's a tougher pick because I know I'm more like... The green makes me want to just make sure I have my Beats creatures in there. But the Relic just does so much more. Best common in the set by far. I am considering doing a video on, like, a awards video just on the set surrounded by a draft format anyways. But I need to put in some work to see what that really looks like. That could be entertaining for you guys too. Sammy's Curiosity, very good pickup here. Knowing that I want to do some lander things with my Engineer and my Technician, like, those are some really good options there. I was considering this land, so this was kind of tough. The Titan's just great, but I ended up being very teamer. So definitely should have took the command tower or command bridge. However, my man, I did end up feeling just fine with the amount of landers I had. So I wasn't I mean, there was some games where I was mulliganing, but there wasn't. It was a lot smoother than it would look on paper. I ended up with one command bridge. So this the signpost uncommon here um, for blue white wheeled. So I'm like, well, it's speculative. Do I even want it? Like, I don't know. But I end up taking the shield mate, just understanding I may need some 2-drops, and it does a fine job preventing them from smashing my face in freely. I mean, we're second to last week of this format, and I'm reading that green equipment and just trying to convince myself it's a playable card, but it's not. Fungal Colossus actually ended up being a banger in this deck. Got the maze late, so there was some protection application there. So Mystifying Maze, I think it was. So here's what I got so far. I mean, clearly waffling into Teamer, like not understanding or not really being clear on what is my real 2 colors splashing whatever, if that's what I'm looking to do. But I do feel like I'm just very green no matter what at this point of the draft. And whether I be whatever kind of blue and red I end up getting is just kind of what I'm at. But I will say that it is like red ended up being like incredibly open. And I do think that throughout this whole draft, I was supposed to be red blue artifacts. I think there was a very consistent and quality deck in there somewhere. So that was one direction I could have took, but I was taking a lot of quality green. So I think I was in the right spot, but red, there's only 2 red drafters in the whole pot. It was me and my buddy Lawson. So I ended up taking a turn or a pack 2, pick 1 Gene Pollinator. Didn't really feel great about that, but it was kind of the best I had. And this pack is kind of a bust too. Got a close encounter though, so get a little interaction in there because I did need some more of that. Had the Aerodine or whatever rare that's really not doing what we want to be doing. So I took the Mechan here, right? The Memendon actually just looks really good in this deck, and I only discovered that on the wheel. So there I was considering the command bridge just because I understand how aggressively I'm stretching my mana base for. But the Memendon comes back around, and then I kind of do the mental note of like, man, I'm making a lot of landers. I'm having there's a lot of just like inherent artifacts that I'm creating, which actually just makes it good. It was kind of cool to see, like, this is a signpost uncommon, and I'm playing it in more so my landers deck. So almost creating my own archetype. Tanook seems really good. Seeing the other Kavu and the Worm, I was like, well, I could wheel something here. So that feels pretty good. So I have the signposts uncommon for Simic. I have the signposts uncommon for Gruul. And then I ended up getting the signpost uncommon for Izzet, just like the trifecta of all of them. And they do all kind of work together, which was really kind of cool to see all that work out. So I think that was another self-craft Mechan, but yeah. So I feel good about where I'm at. I feel like my card quality is good. I understand that I'm stretching my mana base like pretty wide, but at the very least, I have a direction and I have something to believe in. So like the kind of cards that I'm looking for are less like specific, but more towards an area that I'm in. I know that's a vague statement, but it's more if you think about it, like in the teamer stuff, doing lands, doing ramp, doing finding ways to get in, and also having some quality beaters is going to be a big deal. So those are the things I'm looking for. This pack kind of sucked for me. Lost in Space was the card, but it was just to maybe look at finding some more interaction because I think I only have a close encounter and maybe a cut propulsion at this point. So Orbital Plunge would look fantastic in my deck. I did end up with one copy, so that was nice. So this is the last week in my LGS for Edge of Eternity. So we are saying goodbye to Edge of Eternities. I will say that this format got stale for me really quickly. So picking up that command bridge was huge. Bridge. I keep mixing up bridge and tower. But like, yeah, I am kind of over this format of Edge of Eternities. It's stale for me. I'm just not into it. And like, that's okay. Sometimes you just get burnt out on it. You know, it makes me question whether like them putting out all these sets so quickly back to back to back is a good thing or a bad thing. But I much would have rather have had what did I take here? Mechanzoa. Yeah, I think I took Mechanzoa, and I think I get the Memnon next, which felt good about that. Oh, I may have already taken the Memnon. Yeah, I think I wheeled it, or maybe it's next. I don't know. Hell with it. But yeah, I'm not necessarily looking forward to Spider-Man, but I'm going to draft it as much as I can because it is surrounded of a pick two of four people pods, and it's a pick two draft. There's only about a little over 150 cards, different cards in the format, so it's a smaller set. On top of that, it's very like there's a lot of there's common legendary creatures. So like with a small set with a lot of legendary creatures in it, it's going to be hard to really find like real like I think it just makes it incredibly narrow based off the spoilers that I've seen so far. So those are kind of my thoughts on the Spider-Man set, but I will draft it until I can't draft anymore. Because what I like more than the Spider-Man set is just drafting a new deck and playing cards, you know, like creating a deck every single time, something new, something different. That's why I draft. That's what makes it fun. So, getting into pack 3. So, get an Orbital Plunge here. That is not what I take. Stinger's fine, but we get the Argarian. This card would have been busted in my deck. Busted. But this Caveron, guys, Planet Land, is an insane card. A, it's free. It costs 0 mana to play because it's a land. B, it has an incredibly powerful effect. It basically, you make a 2/2 robot, or you sack a land, you make a 2/2 robot, and all creatures get +1 and +0 in haste. There are very multiple games that card saved my life. Bruntar is a really good pickup here. Oh, Relic? What do I take here? I don't remember. But, yes, that card is busted. It is truly busted. I think I do take the Relic. I'm not sure. Because I think I may already have a Bruntar. Two of them's a little excessive. So this next couple picks become interesting. Relic's not even a bad pick. I have 2 self-craft mechans and 1 relic already. It is just like, oh, what do I do here? Bruntar. You see me waffling? It's hilarious. I have 2 self-craft mechans. I'm waffling hard on it. But yeah, there you go. It's funny watching myself waffle hard. I'm like, it's not the right decision. But there become some interesting picks coming up. So we have that was passed to me. Felt really good because that card is bonkers in my deck. Having double triggers. The only dangerous thing actually is the double triggers on the Bruntar because you have Bruntar has the landfall and then you mill cards from the top of your deck until you hit a non-land card and then the rest go to the yard. So there is you can mill yourself out when you have 2 of those effects. Here's the Memnon. Maybe I did get the Memnon in this pack instead. And I think I wheeled it because I may have not have been even looking at it. I mean, there's not much here for me. Do I take it here? Yeah, I think I take it here. I mean, I have a lot of artifact things inherently going on. I think I was counting, there was 13 or 14 different bits of artifact stuff going on. This was an interesting pick because the modifier probably is the right pick, but I didn't take it. I took the Divert Disaster because I understand how open red is, and I ended up being right because, yep, I'm waffling again. It's funny watching myself waffle. But red is so open that, I understand it's just flowing. And I'm wheeling cards that I didn't think I would get. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Orbital Plunge is just a no-brainer here. Considering the Kavu, because the Kavu is actually pretty good in this deck, but I need to take care of big threats, and the Orbital Plunge was big for that spot for me. Considering the 2-drop, just because understanding my curve is kind of a concern, which it ended up being kind of okay, but just wanted more 2-drops. Bards. Quality pickup, Bruntar, baby. Yep. Get a lander or landfall payoff big time like that. Wheeling that was busted. You guys like my Jenks setup? You see my Mountain Dew in the top left? I got a new tripod. It's a lot fancier, but it's harder to use. I'm still learning it all the way. It's funny. Yeah, so feeling pretty good about where I'm at, right? So pretty soon we'll see these. I'll get the deck list up here in a second, but yeah, it's just a straightforward teamer deck. I think I have a lot of high-end power and inevitability, especially with the engineer. Mana sink and so on. I think that I'm gonna grind out. I'm gonna win those games that are just real grinders and get through those a lot easier than most people. All right, so here are the deck lists that we have. You can kind of see my curve. It's kind of dirty in the middle, in the sense of I need to get there. But here, let's get into some gameplay. My good buddy Lawson. Our games are we're so laxed and don't care about but we do care. But we're just glad that if we lose against one another. Even though we do get some games get really grindy. But even during this game, we were talking about like some of our tells. Like in the last video, I was calling out Lawson on all of his like red alert attacks, like his little guy attacking into my big chunky thing. I'm like, well, I got to get it out of your hand at some point. Like, and we were going back and forth, like, well, don't block. I'm like, well, it's not the Sure Strike. It's not called that. It's the 1 mana, deal 2 plus the amount of artifacts and creatures you have out to target attacking or blocking creature. And like, he has 2 of them, but I can't just continue because I can't attack him neither. I'd rather try to kill the thing that he's trying to keep like brainlessly attack me into. Not saying that he's brainless. It's just like it's obvious that he has something, and I gotta play like I gotta keep him honest, you know. And I'm always a snap blocker. I don't really let them just get away with free attacks like that, because my philosophy is they need to like, well, you gotta have it. Like, I'm not just going to like, let's get it out of your hand because I'm gonna have to work through it anyways. And you call it a 2-for-1, but it's really not. You know, it's a 1-for-1, a card out of your hand and my creature that's on the battlefield. So I think it's more like a half than a full, or a 1.5 for 1 instead of like a 2-for-1. But because I'm also saving damage, which enough damage can equal a card. So I play a relic here after he warped in his Luminary. The Luminary is a good card. It just drags these games out really long. And he goes into, that's the 2/2 whenever it becomes tapped, Surveil one, I think it is. And then you put an Honor onto his, to the tapping guy, which I thought he would put it on the token because understanding that I may want to deal with that 2/2, but that was his choice. I played the Scion Assist. Pretty sure he just removes it right away, but it's all right. Part of the game. Oh, this may be one of the perfect example. Yes, it is. This is a perfect example of his just wild attacks. No, he just straight bombards it. God, I'm gonna call him out on it. He's gonna get it. It's funny. All right, so taking 4 there. Got me down to 15. I got my relic out, and we're just trying to get something to stick on the board. And we self-craft mech in, put 1/1 counter, draw 2, 1 off the relic and 1 off the ability for the self-craft mech in. So draw 2 feels good. And a big body. In my head, I'm strictly thinking if he attacks into this, like, I'm snap blocking. That's all I'm doing. He leaves up 1 white. He does this all the time too. He's been quite on the aggro arc. I think I even I definitely do just like, all right, dude. Yeah, you got it. There's definitely some consideration of, yep, there he is. Sure Shot? I think it's Sure Shot. I don't remember what the card's name. Let me know if you guys like the gameplay. I only do it with like the people I'm buddies with, and because I don't like to intrude on any of the other things. Ooh, Memnon into. Oh yeah, it was yep, into the what is it, the botanist or something. I'm looking at these cards and they're both 1/3s. Just trying to understand. I think there is some argument for putting it on like a flyer as opposed to a not flyer. Like if I want to start attacking or whatever, or do I put it on a body when he's already going wide on me? But end up putting on the Memnon. I think that's right. No, I was waffling pretty hard. It is funny watching me waffle in my thought process through that. Because sometimes I just don't know the answer. Just don't know what's best. Going wide. This game becomes pretty intense, just because we're just kind of having answers. He still has a few cards left in hand. He kind of kept his hand pretty full. This is another example where he's just attacking into my stuff. Granted, it's actually a better attack because there's no, he gets a trigger for a surveil, and then I'm just looking to not take damage. And he knows very well that I keep attacks honest. I don't BS. This is also a reason why I have created the hatred for combat tricks. And here we are. We got a Tanook here. Land, ping, crack a lander, draw a card. Sounds fantastic. No, I play, what is that? Oh, it's a modifier. So the modifier is going to kind of help me get in a little bit more, while still having a pretty good big booty board with a 1-3 and a 2-4. Modifiers a 2-2. I had to read this because I thought the lobster or whatever is a lightning helix, but it actually only just bolts me or gains the life. So I was getting a little read on that. I always enjoy these games so much. Lawson's kind of popping off here. He still has 3 cards in hand. Now he's able to put some counters on some things and try to grow the size of his board on top of going white. So in reality, like, he's kind of getting through me. And I had a little ambitious of attack getting the Memnon in there, but it's attacking for 3, so that doesn't feel terrible. But he's getting in with the 4-4 guy. So I know I have a removal for it in my hand, but a lot of my turns have been spent just trying to awkwardly keep up with his board state. So I think we have a good turn here. I think I have a land. We can pop a lander. Tanook had a really good game this game, just being able to really chip away. And then, so I'm trying to stack my triggers accordingly. So I pop my lander, deal 2 to him, search my land, put it into the battlefield, then Tanook him for 1 more, and then draw a card. Like, it's just a lot of little game action. But that little biotech guy, he really does his thing this game. Like, him and Tanook next to each other is kind of a sick combo, especially if you just get landers and you're really not doing much. You're just kind of lightning bolting them and drawing the card. So I feel really good about trading off the self-mech hand earlier, based off how this all turned out, just because my creature quality is really high. I have more of inevitability here. Got Orbital Plunge, trying to get rid of his little ding-dong, keep punching my face. Lander token seems good. Putting on Tanook, getting a better body out there. Getting in for 3 with Memnon with the modifier pump, giving it +1/+0 and first strike. Not quite ready to kind of be attacking more wildly at this point. So having a turn where he passes it back to me with no plays, because if you notice, he's stuck on 3 lands. So like, obviously I've hit lands and landers, so like I'm doing my thing very well. So feels good.
One, two, and
Yeah, get the fungi dude out here. I mean, this is a pretty good turn. So do that. Get my lander. Ping. Or shock, then ping. These I use katanas in my draft kit. I gotta switch them out. Those things are getting rough. I've had them for quite a while, and I'm running out of because last time they had katanas. Oh, is this another? Yeah, so I actually kind of goofed here, but it was okay to get rid of the creature anyways. But I thought I was saving my Memnon by destroying his creature after his sure shot or whatever the card is. Um, but because I lowered the amount of creatures, but ended up still dying. I thought I had one more counter on it, so kind of a misplay, but the thing kind of had to die anyways. I am kind of leaving alive the Regast at this point because I want to get to a point, and he hits his 4th land drop. I want to get to a point where I can start swinging out. That's kind of like where I'd like to be. 4 mana. Warping in the Luminary, pretty good. Just making things awkward for me to get in.
oh, that's a landfall thing? This is green.
Some of my favorite things is when I have like so many lands on the battlefield and just doing my like cleanup shuffle. It just feels good. Sammy's Curiosity, getting a little life lander, crack it. So shock him, and then ping him after the land comes out. Lawson, pack one, pick one, the Regast, the lobster guy, into the uncommon Sammy. So he knew he was kind of Boros early. He was speculating on some other black cards, I believe, but yeah, and him and I were the only red drafters in this set. So yeah, my first round I ended up going up against a almost mono green splashing Nexus of Fate. So that extra turn spell, and he ended up casting like 2 or 3 times against me, but I just kind of overpowered him. And then these are the games with Lawson, and then I was in the 2-0 games where I ended up playing against. I think he was Rakdos. He was very like almost mono black. But he had the legendary 3/3 4/5 that whenever he attacks you lose half your life, and he also had the Elegy Acolyte, which card's kind of busted. Sammy's looking pretty fine here after I traded off my fungi. Flooding a little bit, but I think I'm just looking to try to get in some damage, and I mean, this is swinging for 4, so it's just good attacks on his board anyways. And not flooding all the way because I drew something here. Bruntar. Bruntar is just fantastic on this board right now. So even if I do draw lands, things are feeling good.
Two blockers.
The land.
Right, what
The land or cat?
no, this was tapped.
Yeah. No, I grabbed it and put it down.
Yeah, I was just getting way too hard this next game.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I don't recall if we go to 3 or not. I think we do. I think he gets me this game. Or it's in 2. All I know is we ended up going to time.
I'm watching like a hawk.
Your lander gets crazy. I wanted to know what I was going to do.
But, yep, his deck was pretty sweet. He's been on an aggro arc lately, but normally he'll draft like kind of just green.
+2.
My deck that I have tonight's more of a deck that he normally drafts. Like a multicolored green things. He loves Golgari, he loves Simic. Just doing like wild, like value, like almost little combos and stuff like that. It's very much in his alley of him as what he hedges towards being a player as. And he takes forever to sideboard. I will say that. He's gonna be pissed when he sees that I say that. But
Is that it?
we love throwing a little bit of shade towards one another every now and then. The last video that he won, but I was getting like when I was recording that video, I was like gassed. Like I worked all day, I drafted and went home to try to record, and like it just wasn't working. I was up for like 21, 22 hours, so I was like, I'm cashed. I gotta go to bed. So like I recorded through the first 2 rounds or the 2 matches, and then we were 1-1, and then he ended up getting me in the 3rd, and I admit it, I'm like, hey guys, yeah, he ended up getting me, but I'm gonna stop it here. Yeah, I'm gonna stop it here. I don't even think I said why. I was just like, yeah, it wasn't a fun game. It was a non-game, I'm sure, but that was a bad draft last week. Not great, but you gotta have those every now and then. But if you have too many of them, then you need the slump buster. So I'm showing off my hand, 5-lander with a counterspell and a cut propulsion. I kept it. I'm up a game, so as long as I can just draw fine,
Tapping 6 for the.
it'll be good. But I have all 3 of my colors, so feeling confident that we'll get out of it. I have a lot of value to be had. Like I'm thinking in my head, I just want to see like Cryogen Relic or maybe one of my Signpost uncommon 2-drops or my Gruul rare. Or like a Sammy's Curiosity would have been great for something early. The good thing about Sammy's Curiosity in this deck is that I very much have, it helps in multiple ways. The life gain is just good in this deck because it wants to stay alive. It chips away and it becomes a really nice little niche thing. But also like the artifact for the Memnon, and it creates a lander specific for my Tanook and then my Biotech, whatever dude. So like it just feels good. Yeah, it's just good stuff. Yeah, I think that little 2-drop that he just played pissed me off. He got in a lot of damage that last game. I was like, yeah, we're not gonna do that. And plus, I'm looking to not have to get some playables out here. Cut propulsion on that guy, yeah. Get rid of his rare as well. So, kind of clearing up the board state. He was able to get in for 3 on that turn, playing Honor and then into the 2/2. But he's getting his lands this game. Sammy. Would have much rather countered Sammy. But you gotta do what you gotta do. If it feels right, you gotta take care of those early threats, especially with the hand, like having so much lands and stuff like that. Got our biotech dude, Mega Lander. Got a body out here. So I understand that, like, depends what he draws, but like I'm feeling that he's gonna get a creature out here. And that is a modifier itself. So he's gonna get it for 3. The modifier is almost more of a problem than Sammy at this point, just because he's just getting free damage in, unless I can outbody him. But sacrificing the lander to self-craft Mecham still shocks him for 2 off the biotech whatever dude. And getting that counter on that guy is going to create a good blocker. And get the Cavron on here. Land is busted. Just leaving the board up. I'm not going to start crewing the Cavron. It's not worth just taking all this damage. So of course he does the thing where he just attacks ridiculously. But it was a bombard. It wasn't a combat trick, but we traded with the Sammy. Felt good. But clearly he needed a way to get through big bodies, so I am very inclined to try to just rely on big creatures at this point and trying to get those out and making that a big deal. And a Bruntar will do that. I actually think he kills it right away, if I'm not mistaken. And I had to let him have it at this point, so I did attack for 1. It really wasn't a super wise attack, but like I'm also not blocking with it, especially with the modifier out there, just getting free damage, so opted to take 3. Yeah, he had his cut propulsion himself. More lands. So at this point, I want to play for my outs of that's the close encounter, which is huge. I actually think, does he turn this around? But so I feel good about board state now. Like stabilized, life is good, and feel confident enough to start crewing up the Cavron.
13, 14. Yep. Don't act like I'm a little nervous.
3, 7. Damn tigers. Nexus of Fate.
Is that what you got?
I get an extra turn.
Just sideboard it out.
Yeah, we got the Kavu.
Second main phase.
That may be the last card out of his hand.
Second main phase. Second main
All right,
phase.
you win with the Nexus of Fate and Legend. Game 3, please. The Nexus of Fate.
And I got that out. Nice. That'll do it.
So
Yeah, I didn't play around that. Sorry.
I'm very flooding out. Granted, I kept a 5-lander. I can't ignore that concept, but
Play around the Nexus of Fate.
it's not like I'm not playing cards either. In all reality, in retrospect, should I have been going super hard on trying to crew up my Cabron, but I would have ended up taking a lot more damage. I believe I'm pretty low on life at this point, or low enough to not feel safe.
I get to play it twice with him. On the
Play your
same,
combat trick.
because it doesn't go to the graveyard. It goes back in.
You read that card? Well, I couldn't read anything. It was a very loud card. There was a lot going on.
I know it's one of my least favorite cards in all of Magic.
Don't.
There was a guy that ran 4 of those in standard, and nobody wanted to.
Remember what that creature is.
This is back in Dominaria.
Memenon.
I'll be able to play.
Finally,
You're on the first game. Yeah, I win the world.
I mean, life kind of sucks here. Like, we're just kind of stalled out, and he has some damage through, so not feeling confident, just kind of like a pass. Granted, the Memenon's pretty quality stuff. Oh, this is the that was the 2/2 double striker, and then you could tap 5 to pump everything, which was actually gross. It honestly was gross. And I'm pretty sure he cheeses me out this game with something of the matter, but it ended up being very close. So this is how we did blocks. Yeah, but we had a block like that because we can't just let him keep getting in that damage, especially on a double striker. Like that just adds up. Yeah, I was almost dead. So scoop it up that game to him. It was just, yeah, it just outpaced me.
Yep.
I think I was at 4 too. Which, I mean, checks out. I mean, like, he was just getting in some free damage there for a little while, so. This next game is nutty. It's just getting all of our stuff out and just, I mean, the back and forth on this next game is pretty cool. But how it ended was, it was insane too, just because we ended up going to time and it just kind of worked out to where I needed to make some real attacks and some real money moves, and it ended up paying off. Just barely, but paying off. Him on that sideboard BS once more and chooses not to even sideboard. Gosh, lost him. Why you gotta do me like that? We were gonna start calling storm count on each other. It was funny, like, hey man, you wanna record this video? You wanna record this game? He's like, yeah, sure. And I was like, yeah, we're going to time. Just called it just then. You know, I could have not because his is more aggro slanted.
Never mind. That's a new one. I'll take 3.
But young Sammy's Curiosity. I don't know why Sammy's Curiosity is a green card when Sammy's a Boros card. Don't know. Not that caught. I didn't pay much attention to the lore of this set. I may have only kept a 2-lander on this one. So I think we're just trying to ramp here. Luminary, just make a 1/1 warp out. Guess my Island. Yeah, this deck was a lot of fun though. Like, I like the depth on it. I like the. It has like a deep aggression to it, but it's like not like a curve out aggression. It's just like you got to deal with this big chunky creature and for good value too, because like I don't know, the synergies did end up working really well together. Yep, young Tanook, good blocker, land, ping him. Pretty sure that's the last land in my hand. So we're kind of going off the top here. Like my deck really just does want to hit every land drop. Yeah, but Bard's really good in that spot. Ooh, I think this is a Memnon. No. Oh, just a Fungal Colossus. Deal with your 5/5. So, that feels good. We're doing it. Dang, Cup Propulsion. Oof. Oof. Chip away. Pretty sure he just had like all removal in his hand too.
I'm gonna immediately sack it.
But sometimes you run out of gas. Oh yeah. Oh, this guy actually gets weird. He makes a wild play with that with my vocalist at one point. It's later in the game, but it does get wild. He gets real scary in this game, though. So that is the Make a Lander dude.
Did you?
And this, the Zookeeper. All right. I mean, I'm curving out on my lands. He didn't kill my vocalist, so at this point I'm feeling pretty good. But I get a cheap 5/7 out here to try to clog the board up a little bit. I mean, this game does stall out a little bit. We're just trying to build our boards and trying to do our things. But him taking out my Tanook was actually like kind of catastrophic for how my draws are going and stuff like that. But it's not the end of the world. We've kept things stabilized. I think I'm threatening him at this point. It's like, if you do a silly little attack again, we're fighting. The Zookeeper is some mana sinking inevitability for him as well. So this is the Halia, I think it is, gaining some life, then bringing back the Luminary, gaining 2 lives, so he'll get the Void trigger off of Halia to where he gets to draw a card. The Halia is really good in his deck. Pretty sure he just ends up getting like almost 30 lives this game. I think it was up at the 27, I think. Before things kind of like get a little scary. He does have some pretty sick plays coming up. So, I mean, I'll be able to get on the board and kind of keep pushing stuff here in a little bit, but he does have some sick plays. Pretty sure I only have 2 cards in hand. Caveron Bruntar. So I purposely didn't want to trigger its landfall. Just because I can't cast anything off the landfall trigger being tapped out playing the Bruntar. B, so this was an ambitious move for me because I ended up crewing the Caveron with the Bruntar as he kind of continues to get big. This is the turn where he actually has the sick play of, so he's figuring out his line here, but he actually takes a little bit to do it, but he finds it. It's pretty good. Not like backbreaking, but like incredibly good for him. May not actually be this turn. It actually is not this turn. I think it's next turn that it happens. So I don't know if crewing with Bruntar was a mistake or not. I really don't. But I know he's going to try to make some moves. So I think he plays the 2/2 flyer that bounces, puts the Luminary back in his hand, and then he warps the Luminary. I think is the best that he has this turn.
Yeah, it'll get banned and limited.
And then, but that is going to trigger Halia. Oh no, he does it like this. Oh, he does it here. Yep, it brings the Luminary back to his hand. Then he only played 2 creatures, so he doesn't trigger Halia for the draw card, but he does gain more life. I felt like I kind of got away with something, crewing up my Caveron with my Bruntar, but not trying to sleep on anything though. At this point, especially since I felt like I got away with it. So getting double triggers off my land drop, so I got a Gene Pollinator off one, and then a Shield Mate off the next one. So I'm catching up on the board presence, which does end up being a really big deal.
I've seen it once. I have 2 of these.
So, pretty sure, I don't know what's in my hand at this point. Obviously just one card, but double crew. So I think this was ambitious. I don't know if it was right, but I opted to just push this to push in some damage here, to start making some attacks, make some trade-offs. I thought I, for a second, made 2 robots off of the Vocalist, but it wasn't entering the battlefield trigger of any sort, so it was just an activation trigger. Because the Vocalist just does basically ETBs. If something enters, causes a permanent to trigger, it triggers an additional time. So me trying to figure out my life, make some attacks. Not going crazy here, but just trying to get in where you can. Feel like my trades are fine here. Got a 4-2 and a 3-2 coming through. It trades with anything they wish to trade with. Or they just take 7. So he ends up taking 3. I think I may have a close encounter in my hand. I may not. If If I had a close encounter in my hand, I needed to kill Halia like right away. And I don't think I did. I don't remember what's in my hand at this point. But land, like 1-drop and a 2-drop to cast off of the Bruntar, it's just like a land draw 2. Like, it was kind of busted. So this is the gross turn that he has. So this is the threaten, where he takes control of my vocalist, and then he plays the luminary, which triggers twice and triggers the lifelink twice. So he gets up to like 27 plus life after I've already hit him down. So I get a whole lot of tokens. Kind of makes me feel better about my attacks. Plays a little 2/2 guy at the end too, so he got his trigger. So he may draw 2 cards here. No, he doesn't draw 2 cards because they're not like ETB abilities. And he's just going to attack with it, and I'll take my 3. Give my card back. So he draws off the trigger. I make my lands look beautiful. Let's see what we got. So this gets nuts because it becomes pretty soon when they call time. So I sack my 2/2 to get the Mechan, and I get the trigger twice. So I actually have to sack 2 things. So I opt to sack the Gene Pollinator 2, draw 2 cards, put 2 1/1 counters, put it on the vocalist. I'll draw my 2 cards. Those 2 cards were a Memendon and a Cryogen Relic, I believe. Cut Propulsion finally. What I drew for turn to get rid of the Halia. So we gotta chill that all out. So I'm outsizing right now, but still keep an eye on that Zookeeper because that thing they'll end you out of nowhere. So not quite. What does this? He plays a Moxite. So we're not quite to turns yet, but it happens pretty quick. I think it happens during my next turn. Plays a Luminary, but he doesn't gain all the life. So he's just making all the 1/1s. So I'm pretty sure he calls turn on this turn. That's when I turn the corner. I'm like, all right, man, we got to end this. Man, double Bruntar. Got a Kavu and a Modifier, which are excellent hits. So yeah, he did just put a dice down for turns. That little black dice he put next to my Bruntar. So making sure I have enough mana for everything. So no, it's not a Kavu. It's the team leader Kavu, which gives everything +1/+0, which is an incredibly aggressive card in this spot. So we warp, or we play the modifier, and then we warp the team leader, and then we activate the Cavron to make a 2/2, give everything +1/+0, and attack with everything, giving the modifier +1/+1 in first strike, or +1/+0 in first strike to the vocalist. So at the very least, I can activate Bruntar potentially again if they don't kill it, but I don't think they can afford. It would take a lot of their resources, and so I get 3 attacks. So I get this attack being turn 0, his attack turn 1, my attack turn 2, his attack turn 3, my attack turn 4 to end it, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever you want to call it.
27 plus 1.
I have like 30 damage coming through because I get the pump from the team leader. I got my modifier added on to my vocalist that protects it, and then I have my team leader pumps. I think I already said that. No, and then the Cavron pumps. So I have a lot of things. Like everything that he takes is a chunk of damage. He actually makes really good blocks here, and that could create some outs for him. Just gets rid of the team leader because he does have to handle that. There was the +1/+1 counter probably should have went on the team leader, with the modifier trigger to +1/+1 first strike. So I would have had another go at it next turn too. So he goes down to 2 after this attack. But I think he's I'm at 17, I think. And I think he's going to try to win on the crackback, which was terrifying. So trade. So I'm feeling pretty good at this point, but also terrified that like it takes one of those pump spells just to wreck me, like the +2/+0, untap everything or whatever it was. Land feels good to see. Actually, not really, because of the activation for the Zookeeper, but that still doesn't kill me. Alright, so he's going to honor, draw a card. Feels good when they're starting to rummage to try to find the answer. TikTok, Lawson. TikTok. I mean, there was a lot of math in this. I cannot discredit him any of that. Hate seeing 4 mana being tapped. Sammy here, which Sammy's not bad. So he chooses to make a tap 2/2 and make another tap 2/2 at end step. So he thinks he can get by with blocks. So I have a Memendon in my hand and a Cryogen Relic. So the plan here is to Memendon and probably just Cavron activate and attack him because he has because I get to make a 2/2 off that too, and that's going to be the final 2 damage that I need to get through. And so yeah, I see it. So the Cryogen Relic was irrelevant, and the big thing to consider, I only had 1 blue, so like even if I did need it, I could have cast it. But I'm just making sure my math's right. Slowing up, not forgetting, no rush. We're already in turn, so Not feeling too bad. So, yeah, that's how this game kind of went. So I ended up getting him here, Cavron, card of the whole kit and caboodle. Really saved me multiple times in this draft. It was really good. That being said, I appreciate you guys watching. If you guys like this TV series of We Draft Paper, let me know. I'd love to get any feedback from you guys. But thanks for hanging out with me at the very least. But we'll definitely catch you guys in the next one. But once again, I appreciate you guys. We'll catch you later.
That was a wild. I thought about stuff like this too instead. But I figured like just getting Sammy out there would be better.